In our previous videos, we have discussed different aspects of the pancreatic cancer. In this video, we will cover some of the main aspects of the pancreatic cancers, and we will not go into the details of each of the aspects. So, we will start with this genetic and epigenetic changes that are occurred in the pancreatic cancer. Some of the major genetic changes, alterations, or changes are mentioned here, and one of the most important alterations is from the family of RAS proteins, that is CRAS protein. 90% of the cases of pancreatic tumors are found to have this kind of mutations, that is CRAS mutations. And apart from these CRAS mutations, the other mutations such as TP53, SMED, 4 mutations are also found in the case of pancreatic tumor patients. And the other part, the next part that we will cover in brief is about the therapeutic approaches and what are the therapeutic limitations. So presently the best therapeutic approaches for the pancreatic tumors is the lesion is the surgery to remove the tumors from the patients. However, that is also not 100% effective, as the tumors will regrow itself with time. And the other approaches that I mentioned here is this systematic chemotherapy. However, that will finally leads to this surgical resections, and thereafter this post-operative chemotherapy. So after operation of these surgical resections, not all the tumors are removed from the patient, so they have to opt for this post-operative chemotherapies, and this is also not 100% effective and in the present scenario. And the other main characteristic of this pancreatic tumor is this aggressive metastatic property, or this in other terms we can call it as this highly metastatic disease, pancreatic tumor. So, and it has been found that once it reaches to its metastatic state, and based on some mathematical modeling, it has been predicted that it took around 10 years from the onset of pancreatic tumor till it reaches to this metastatic state, and after that it took 4 to 5 years to completely to metastasize in different organs of the body. So this is the time period, and that is when it reaches to its metastatic state, it can spread across different part of the body. And the secondary sites, some of the major uh, secondary organs on which this pancreatic tumor targets are this liver, lung, bone, and uh, peritoneum. So these are some of the main secondary organs on which these pancreatic tumors are easily spread around. The last thing is this metabolic reprogramming. So for any cells, not just the tumor cells, and even the normal cells, in order to survive itself, they need to somehow maintain, somehow make up the amount of energy that is necessary for the normal functioning of the cells. So in the case of tumor cells, as we know that more tumor cells, most of the similar characteristic of the most of the tumor cells is the uncontrolled growth rate. So they need energy more than the energy requirement of the normal cells. So in order to compensate those, there is metabolic reprogramming that occurs within the tumor cells, and that metabolic reprogramming leads to high uptake of the glucose, and also the recycling of the amino acids are being taken care of by this upregulation of this autophagy within these tumor cells. And simultaneously the other amino acid uptake are also increased through this macropinotis and amino acid uptake process. So all this in combined together called as this metabolic reprogramming. And this reprogramming towards metabolic reprogramming works towards um, providing the energy requirement that is needed by these tumor cells. And one thing that is not mentioned in this figure is about this strong interaction with this stroma, or neighboring cells, which is known as trauma, or in normal terms it is also known as tumor microenvironment, and that helps as a that helps in providing as a barrier from the immune cells, or in simple terms it helps in the immune evasion, this tumor microenvironment. Or sometimes the glycocalyx layer, because of the aberrant glycosylation around the cell membrane, also act as a physical barrier that helps in the immune evasion of the pancreatic tumors. So these are some of the general characteristics of the pancreatic cancer. And if you need to understand more in detail about this pancreatic cancer and their characteristics, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.